We are now on air. Time for a total takeover.
It's finally here. Welcome to a new episode.
It's about to go down.
Good morning. Greetings and salutations, TGIF. And first and foremost, giving honor to God and to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to see another day. Without their grace and mercy, would not be able to speak to you right now. Let's go ahead and first of all, right off the top, off the tippy top, give props and a bon voyage, if you want to call it, to my co-worker, to my friend, and to my bro, Joe G, who's retiring today. This is his last day at our company. He's been with the company for almost 30 years. And today, he is riding off into the retirement sunset. Love you, bro. And may God continue to bless you and your family as you enter into this new stage of life. And speaking of new stage of life, you know the phrase scared straight? You know what it means. Remember the show, Scared Straight? I remember it. Watched it faithfully. Well, I know I had a scared straight moment in my life, and I guarantee you almost all of us have had a scared straight moment in our life to some form or fashion. And when you have that scared straight moment, we all hope and we all pray that that moment sustains itself, that that moment continues to be a catalyst of change for oneself. I know it was for me, because that scared straight moment could have had me go down a path that wouldn't have led me to where I am today. So I'm not going to use this analogy to try and describe what's going on with the situation with Russia and invading the Ukraine and Europe and Western culture, which includes America. The signs were just blaring like a open sign on a place of business. And for us as America, our prior and previous president knew what it took to handle dictators like one Vladimir Putin, tyrannical dictators like Kim Jong-un, tyrannical regimes like Iran. Did any of this nonsense happen under his administration? No. But, as Jen Psaki so eloquently pointed out, that look what happened when the current person holding the office of president, former Vice President Joe Biden, he was vice president when Russia invaded Crimea. Looks like we have sort of a pattern here, it looks like, right? Looks like it to me. So when you have weak and feeble leadership at the helm, this is what happens. When you have an affirmed, cognitive delayed, and just outright needs to be put out to pasture president, this is what happens. When you have a certain political party who does not want to even come to the realization of this, this is what happens. When you have partners to the north showcasing what they can do to peaceful political dissent from its citizens, this is what happens. And I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, that Mr. Blackface Justin Trudeau didn't do all that by his own volition. He did not come up with enacting these emergency powers, which he is not going to give up, ladies and gentlemen. He is not going to give those emergency powers up. He's going to say this is what needs to be in place permanently. And the Canadian Parliament, unfortunately, is just going to go along right with him. And the Canadian citizens who are just trying to go about their lives, the Canadian citizens who just want to continue to enact their freedoms, are going to be the ones holding the bag at the end of the day, as they say. They're going to be the ones affected the most. Because you know damn well, blackface Justin Trudeau is not affected by any of these emergent powers. Just like that here in America, if something like that was to come into reality, if that was to be put in place here in America, you know, the Bidens of the world, and I have to throw him in there because he is currently holding the president's office here in America. I mean, he's not really president, but his name is, you know, synonymous with holding the office of president of the United States of America. Made myself laugh on that one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that former Vice President Sleepy Joe Biden is nothing but a puppet. He is not calling the shots in regards to what's going on in America right now. If you don't know that by now, I can't help you. I'm not going to break down the sequence of events to illustrate what I'm trying to say and what is reality. Man, reality is a big word today. Reality. And I haven't even had my coffee yet, and it's reality. So when you have a situation where we have someone, you know, I guess being a caricature of the President of the United States, former Vice President Sleepy Joe Biden. I love saying that. It just rolls off the tongue. When you have a individual who is mentally impaired, who really honestly should be impeached and removed from office. But when you have that particular person as the President of the United States, being controlled by others around him, we look even more weak. We look even more feeble. We look downright, and what's the word I'm looking for? It's just probably sheer delight for the rest of the world seeing how America has declined. And I'm talking about in all aspects. And especially with the division amongst us here in America. And a certain political faction, the Democrat Party here in America, wants to continue that division. Because somehow, in some way, they're going to reach this utopia that they're trying to place upon America. So you're going to pit citizens against each other to reach this utopia. That makes sense. So, for those out there who seem to think that Russia invading the Ukraine is something that we shouldn't, now granted, like I said at the beginning of this whole situation, there is no way in hell that no troops of ours should be nowhere near this conflict. No boot on the ground whatsoever should be happening in regards to Russia invading the Ukraine. Let me just fix this right here for just a second. There we go. And we can provide aid, military aid, to the Ukraine. I hear that the refugee count is about 1 million right now. And if you saw yesterday's show, at the end of the show, I played a clip of AOC complaining, whining, moaning about how America, in its response to this refugee crisis from the Ukraine, how somehow, some way, these Ukrainian refugees are being treated differently than from those from other countries. And she didn't come out and say South American countries, but that's where she was leaning. And I'm looking at myself, are you kidding me? Ukraine is at war, numbnut. People are being bombed to death. It's not because your president and leader of your Democrat Party during the campaign trail told these Southern American citizens, I don't know if they're even citizens or not, you take that word away, these Southern American invaders of our country, basically told them to come on up. We're going to let you right in. They're not at war. They're not being bombed. It is not the same situation. Hell to the it's not the same situation, you numbnut. Trying to make a comparison of Ukrainian people trying to get out of their country that is being blown to bits by Russia constitutes the invasion at our southern border. And this woman is a House of Representative in Congress. New York City, you voted that person in twice. I have nothing to do with that. My fellow brothers and sisters on the right had nothing to do with that. So everything that has come forth, whatever fruit that has been come forth, whatever fruit that bears itself from you voting that particular person and her squad and anyone else, we deem detrimental to the future of America, that's on you. You put that person in, and again, I'm not going to not count out or not bring into the discussion how some of us on the right and those who are Republicans have voted rhinos into office, and we've seen the catastrophe, the utter chaos, and the displacement of American values come as a result of voting in these rhinos. So yeah, I know what it is to see how those of us who, I am a conservative. There is no conservative party. So ultimately, I will never vote Democrat. I was never a Democrat. I was never on the plantation. I would never vote Democrat. So I have to, unfortunately, sometimes, I know that candidate may not be the strongest candidate, but for damn sure, I will never vote Democrat unless, ladies and gentlemen, unless you have a certain situation, especially here in Pittsburgh, where we have some Democrats who are just basically Republicans. They should just come over to the Republican Party. I don't understand. I have done that in the past. There's been 2 or 3 individuals since I've been living here in Pittsburgh who are Democrats in name only, which I don't understand. To this day, don't understand. So, when you have a situation, when you have a affirmed, mentally declining, mentally incapacitated, cognitively delayed president, these are the results of somehow 81 million. And I'm not going to sit here and bask my head against the wall to try and figure out how in the hell 81 million voted for former Vice President Sleepy Joe Biden, because there's no way in hell that happened. People are having buyer's remorse. I'm sorry. No. You put that man in, you voted for him. All of this shit is on you. And I just saw a story about how Democrats are no longer pro-mask. They're shunning away from this pro-mask stance. Wrong answer. Now, you put us through hell these past 2 years. And I have to find out once I get myself settled at the office and look at my email. I was unable to attend the school board meeting to find out if they voted to make masks optional for my child's school district. Now, we are upon 2+ years of this nonsense. And you somehow now, because it's politically expedient for you, and you know the poll numbers are showing that if you don't somehow pivot, I don't think it's going to matter, because I'm going to continue to shout from the mountaintops and let the people know who may be seeing this, sleight of hand, if you want to call it, this somehow changing of minds, this somehow realization of those in the Democrat Party that they can no longer go down this pro-mask stance. No. You have individuals who probably are still within this Democrat Party who still want to have that control of putting a damn baby diaper over your face. It is all about control. Because we all know damn well masks did absolutely nothing to stop the spread of COVID. Nothing. If masks worked, then why didn't they work? So, you want to wear a mask the rest of your life, you go ahead. You want to put a fishbowl around your head, go ahead. That's on you. But please, do not lump me into your nonsense. Do not lump my children into your nonsense. Do not lump common sense into your nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, I always wanted to somehow bring this show to you on a regular basis. And if I have to do it, like I said, in this particular mode, I'm going to do it. But hopefully this weekend is going to be a decent weekend, here in Pittsburgh. Although the honeydew wifey list is starting to become vast and somewhat unattainable for this weekend. If she sees this, she's going to be like, shut up, Dan. But trying to get my studio set up, well, it's set up. It's just the video filming aspect of it I need to finalize, and then I'll be doing my shows from there when I deem it necessary or have the opportunity. But I will continue to do it in this form and fashion as well. I've never had the opportunity to thank all y'all who've given me some nice and uplifting comments saying, it's glad to see you back. They're loving the beard, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? I love it. God bless you and yours. Thank you. And as we go forward, and as I said, it is Friday TGIF, try and make an effort, ladies and gentlemen, to open the eyes of individuals who are on the fence. And I'm not the type of person to preach, even though I am a preacher's son. May he rest in peace. I'm not the type of person to bang over your head to the point of submission. No. I'm going to try to eloquently give you what I think and what I feel should be done. I'm going to try to eloquently give you the facts, stats, and truth that for whatever reason is always being silenced, pushed to the side, banned, and with big tech having its orders being shoved in their grills by right at the top, federal government, executive branch, congressional branch, legislative branch, and to some extent, SCOTUS. And let's look at it like this, ladies and gentlemen. When social media first came upon the scene, it was great. It was nice. Puppies and birthday parties and things of that nature. Well, it took a turn because once they allowed us to speak our minds in the fashion that we do today, even though it is trying to be silenced by some factions, they open up this can of worms. They allow Pandora's box to be opened. And now, all of a sudden, because they don't want to hear certain people talk like me, certain people like me who espouse things that are completely and utterly opposite of their ideology. As I've always stated, I would never do anything to silence someone on the left. As upset and as frustrated as I get, I would never try to silence someone on the left. I would never try to take away the livelihood of someone on the left just because I disagree with what they say. But that's what they do on the left to us on the right. And for social media to take its cue from those trying to push us on the right completely out of the picture, that just shows the kind of character that you have. I'm sorry. It just does. Because if you can't stand on your own convictions without stooping as low as you possibly can go to silence me, dox me, take the food out of the mouths of me and my family, what does that say about you? Honestly, what does that say about you? And I pray, and I ain't praying, I do pray for the left. I do. As much as they take me to a place that I don't want to go, I do pray for them. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I have all the answers. But I tell you what, as a man who looks to God to guide his path, whatever path that may lead, when I look to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to put within me, instill in me the knowledge and wisdom and understanding to put forth out into the world, it is not about me. It is about the upliftment of his kingdom. And when I try to do my best and I fail, I get my ass right back up and go at it again. And I hope that you and yours do the same. So as I end this particular broadcast of the Dan Adams Show, TGIF once again, may God bless, well, I'll start that over. May God bless you and yours. Didn't have my coffee yet. May he keep you and your families safe. Enjoy this upcoming weekend. God bless you and yours. Peace.
Standing in the front of the class, gonna break it down for you. Overlooking part of your past, gonna make it even for you. Even though you got a problem with authority. Never Tom Cruise reports are not a minority. Looking for the right moment so I can make this announcement. I'm the one who did it. Get left behind or get with it. Blast from the past, Brendan Fraser aftermath. Take a minute, rediscover your chosen path. A reality check is on tap, non-stop, so hip-hop, jazzy boom bap. It's pure fact, melodic with the script. This A-list crowd is gonna hear me say it at the top of my lungs. No refunds, rebates, or BOGOs. So nostalgic, playing at the Polo Grounds. The sound is certified dopeness. I'm the one that wrote this, so let me focus, man. Come on.
My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say. My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say.
Make a firm decision, stick with it, never second guess. Leave it out in the open. These words have been spoken. So while you're coping with your anxiety, lyrical sobriety, sitting there denying me. Take it where you wanna be, solid like some concrete. This vibe is so alive, you can't control your feet. Let's begin with another wise notion. Left you stranded, no paddle in the ocean. Now you're hoping for a new type of hip-hop. Bass heavy so hard makes the floor drop. Releasing this new atmosphere, so melodic to the ear. I'm gonna take it there, oh yeah. Feeling obligated, sort of insulated. Bringing things full circle, never overrated. Things happen for a reason for show. Put my pedal to the flow, breaking down your door.
My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say. My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say.
Took on a new type of flow for this. Never overlooking obstacles, relied on the practical. Took my smooth voice, all I did was slow it down. Hooked it up to another R33 sound. You hear a resounding ovation, not a complication, not a irritation that you wanna scratch or do away with. Always shooting the gift, blast off from the lip. Carry all the pressure that the world can't handle. I'm giving you the full, not a chopped up sample. Musically, one of the best that you'll ever hear. Fingerprints invalid, not a smudge or smear. Take a year, clear your mind, better get resigned. Choose another career, cause I'm the one you fear. The safe route is no doubt the background. My party people keeps yelling for this funky sound.
My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say. My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say.